Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Being a cougar target. Yeah, I've been doing these handsome man videos lately. Hey, there's a demand, hey, I'm answering it. But here's the thing, being a cougar target, or you can add MILF in there, some of these older women be chasing younger men, and particularly handsome younger men. See, understand something with an older woman. When you get those women, once they get past the age of 40 and stuff, they ain't looking for a lot of that social stuff. In fact, they were probably married anyway. So they took care, they took care of that social thing with, being married on that level, being a good wife, being a good church lady or whatever. Typically had children. Okay, so that biological instinct was taken care of. So they took care of the primal thing. And, maybe they had a husband who was taking care of them or not. But in this society, you got a lot of women working on their own. So you get women, okay, they got the kids, check. They getting their degrees, they getting their businesses and everything, check. They don't see a use for that man that they probably got just, he had decent enough genetics for him, to have a good looking baby or decent looking baby with him. And they making their own money, so they don't need that man to protect and provide anymore. All right, so, okay, boom, get the divorce and everything. All right, but you get them, they still looking good, or at least decent. I say decent. Hey, I'm always talking about men hitting the gym, but you go to a lot of gyms, you got a ton of them, got mostly women in them. Like where I live, there are a ton of gyms, yoga studios, running clubs that are primarily women. You get a lot of older women staying in better shape. You get a lot of older women. And, so they staying in shape, they fixing themselves up. They don't need that man to have what people call beta bucks or be a provider, because they got their own house and car and everything. And they already got the kid. Shoot, some of them get that kid, tie their tubes and everything. All right. But they still horny. Indeed, it's been said, and just from personal experience, I've seen women get horny as shit as they get older. Seriously, that's why they horny as shit. People be thinking their sex drive go down. No, a man's might go down. Women's, they get horny, especially they already had that child, and it'd be for pure pleasure. So they horny, they got their house, they got their car and everything. Who do they go for? They specifically want a physically attractive man. Like they might deal with some other man when they're younger or for lack of options. But once they get older, oh yeah, they want that guy on that pure thing. And indeed, some women have it anyway, because we don't even need to get into the whole situation of all these female teachers sleeping with these young boys, these underage boys. That's so regular. And for every one that they report and they catch, there's 5 more who ain't. Because shoot, I remember seeing that going back to when I was in the 7th grade. Oh, there's a teacher whose name I could call out. So, and we knew how she was rolling with this young pretty boy. So, hey, it is what it is. So, I'll just say Rom has some experiences. I'll leave it at that. So, so you get these older women though. They going for these young guys, and shoot, they got clubs. They got a little subculture over Cougars, MILFs, whatever, and they going for it because a lot of young guys, especially a lot of players, they can point to that experience with that older woman. Like one of my favorites, man, I was 22 years old, and this woman, 45, pretty much kidnapped me. I wasn't like fighting too much though. And that shit, I was like, man, I mean, seriously, this probably, personally, especially when I was in my 20s and stuff, there's probably, I'll say, how many women? I hooked up with quite a few women who were at least 10 years older than me and stuff, but they were in great shape. I mean, their bodies, wow. Whew. I was like, damn, they blowing away some young girls and stuff. Because the thing is, at that point, it's purely primal. It's purely primal and everything. So you have to understand that. See, a lot of guys, they don't get that. Now, here's an issue though. Here's an issue. It can get annoying. Imagine you just trying to chill and everything, and you got some older woman like go blatant. Because one thing about the Cougars, they want to be more aggressive. They ain't sitting back in the cut waiting for you to approach and everything. They're approaching you. And sometimes they got money in their hands. Because I'm going to tell you what, and I've known some gigolos too. I've known everybody. Street gigolos and guys you could call professional. These women, in fact, you get some guys, they might not be connected with anybody. They will hit up some clubs. They put on that nice suit, go to a club and everything, put on that nice suit, be sitting there chilling, got a drink, got the nice shoes on, got the fresh haircut, and some older woman gonna come over and be like, hey, how you doing and everything. And you already know what it is. In fact, you got some young men, they getting sponsored by these older women. And, it can, I'm going to tell you what, though. I would say this, can be an annoying part because, yeah, in general, good shape, but you might not be feeling her for whatever reason. But you still going to get that attention from her. And I'm going to tell you what, I said I wasn't going to go into like these older women and these young guys, but in every neighborhood and stuff, you got that one or two older women, got their house living by themselves. And they, they preying on some young boys. They like, hey, you want to cut my grass? Oh, shoot, you want a drink of water? Oh, come on in. Shoot, that shirt off. Just take it off. Shoot, it happens a lot. In fact, I'm going to share a video from Trevor Jackson where his girlfriend's mom was trying to holler at him, was getting with him. Because it happens a lot. You get a lot of these older women. It's very prevalent. It's funny that nobody wants to talk about that a lot, even praise it. But let some older man even think about it. Just saying, just saying. But this happens a lot. And, I'm going to tell you what, some dudes, like I say, some dudes get annoyed by it. Some dudes, they jump into that street gigolo thing. They're like, oh, wait a minute. I got this woman right here. She gonna give me a place to stay. She gonna let me drive a car. She gonna pay some money. And then if the dude's smart about it, he don't come under her thumb. And, because I got some stories about all of that. That's a different thing. But, it's funny. People don't realize it. Like I said, the women's aggressive. All the dude has to do is sit back and just chill. Because, and let me use that example. Let me go back to that teacher thing. Because you always got some people, especially either some men who are against that thing called game, or some guys thinking, that primal thing ain't there, or some women trying to complain. But think about it. When you get an older woman and she dealing with a young guy, even if he's of age and everything, how much money do he got? If he 21 or something, he 20. Let's say he 20. He don't got a house. If he driving a car, it's probably his mama's car. He probably ain't making money crazy like that unless he's like an entertainer or a pro athlete who go into a football or basketball league early. What kind of game he got? The woman handing him the shit. She doing the seducing and everything. So I'm like, man. But that's just something. If you that guy, like you really know, you're going to get attention from those women. Like I said, like when women in their 20s and stuff, the most they'll do is like lay out some breadcrumbs. The most they'll do, they'll sit back and chill and stuff. They want to be approached and everything. You're going to have to do it. 30s, they might come indirect at you. But when 40 and above, shoot, they want you to come do that business. They want that maintenance. They want that service and everything. And so, shoot, you could be working on a job with them. There's a lot of young guys who can be on some jobs and be like, hey, me too. You know, you working on a job, be in the neighborhood. Like I said, you cutting the grass. You know, a neighbor, shoot, that's prominent. Shoot, my grandmother broke that game down to me when I wasn't even a teenager yet. Cause her and some other women in my neighborhood keeping eyes on some of the single women, older women in the neighborhood. They were keeping eyes on them. So, I mean, and that thing goes for a while. In fact, and you know what's funny about it? Those same cougars, you know, they might come up with some excuses. Well, there's not any men my age and stuff, or they got some problems and stuff. It's like, that's some bullshit, y'all. It was probably some thorough dudes who keeping themselves in good shape and stuff, but at least decent shape, got money and all of that, but they ain't got that raw thing that women want. In fact, I've heard some older women have told me, it's like they'll deal with that young boy because they know his shit is just stay up. Seriously, they just want pure sex. And, you know, that's the game. That's what it is. That's what it is. And like I said, if a man knows how to use a young man is slick enough, he can actually use it to his advantage. But it can get annoying, though. You got some older women in shape, but all of them ain't in shape. I've seen some instances, even experienced some. You get some woman and, well, she ain't keep herself up, but she being super blatant and everything. You just like, nah, granny. Nah, granny. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, I got some stories there. Yeah, so, because I'll just put it like this. If I think about it, I'm 56 now. There's some women in their late 60s and 70s who probably watching this like, Rom, don't call my name. And just to be clear, because sometimes people can't hear, that just means they were like 15 to 20 years older than me and stuff when I dealt with them. So when I was in my 20s, they be in their 40s, okay? Because I know some people is like, hey, oh, you know, they'll hear what they want to hear. They'll say, oh, Rom dealing with those old women. No, when I was like 56, I'm saying I'm 56 now. I was like, that's where they are now. Remember, this was when I was younger. People don't listen to shit or hear what they want to hear. But anyway, yeah, being that Cougar target is a regular thing, and it happens more. Let's just be real. It happens more, but like I say, it's funny. People don't talk about it, even praise that shit. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.